Coach's Show. We're coming to you live from Uccello's in Caledonia. We're here every Tuesday night at 7 o'clock. If you're watching us live on YouTube, Facebook, or the other portals that we get it to you for Davenport football, we welcome you to the show here Tuesday nights. We'll talk football with head coach Sparky McEwen, who joins me. I've got a couple special guests. Well, if you're listening to us on Saturday, you listen to a broadcast show. It takes you right up to football. Davenport comes home Saturday, 12 noon against North Michigan University. It is homecoming. Sparky, we say it's homecoming. We're going to talk more about Northern, but it's literally a homecoming for your team. You have been gone for 4 straight weeks, and your trip, those 4 trips combined, total 2,664 round-trip miles. That's been a grind on anybody and everybody.
It has, and our guys are coming back to the friendly confines of Farmers and playing at DU in front of our home fans, and it's welcome. This has been tough on everyone, and we knew when the schedule was coming out that this was going to be one heck of a schedule, with the teams that we're playing, the caliber of teams, and then not only that, that's just one part of it, but the second part is the travel. The travel is, you got 2 of those trips where it takes, a couple days, 2 nights, 3 days. And, and when you have a club like the one that we have where, we have a number of young guys still, in our program that's playing, that's contributing, you're getting to know each other, and it makes a difference, But I will say this, over those 4 weeks, we've learned a lot about each other, and we're just excited to be back home.
We're going to rehash Saturday's game, a loss up at Michigan Tech 31-7. Sparky's brought along Keyshawn Richards, who had one of the bright spots Saturday running the football. He came just short of 100 yards on the ground. Paige Eli is the women's soccer coach. She's supposed to join us a little bit later on in the show as well. We'll talk some women's soccer in the program as well. And then Sparky and I will preview this week's homecoming game against Northern Michigan. Sounds like we just played them a little bit. Well, we did. We'll get to that as well. Again, this Saturday at 12 noon, go to duyourpanthers.com for tickets and more information on that. First, as we look back at the 31-7, some numbers that can really jump out at you when you start and look. First of all, I'll give you some numbers for the game. First downs, Davenport 18, Michigan Tech 14. Rushing yards, Davenport 172, Michigan Tech 145. Passing yards, Davenport 232, Michigan Tech 113. Total yards, 345 for Davenport, 243 for the Michigan Tech Huskies. But as you know, and we've talked already about off the air, a couple other stats that aren't in there tell the story.
Yeah, the biggest one is, we talk about this often, is we've taken care of the ball, this year, and we've actually, caused our share of turnovers, and we do a really good job with the staff and the players of doing ball security and things like that, and all of a sudden, man, out of nowhere, 5 turnovers, actually truly 6 turnovers, a muff punt, it counted as a possession change, but we had 3 fumbles and 2 interceptions, and the majority of those obviously came in the first half, and we dug ourselves a whole 28-0. And to their credit, you gave them the ball, and they actually did something with it. So, it's frustrating, and we hadn't dealt with that this year. There was other things that we were trying to get over, and obviously that was very frustrating for everyone involved. And we had a couple blown protections on a couple of the fumbles they hit on the quarterback, but there's no excuse. We gotta hold on to it. And then there was a couple of picks, in the game that you can't have that as well.
And another stat that was certainly a factor in this one: 11 penalties for 100 yards.
11 penalties for 100 yards. There was a couple of those penalties what I call discipline penalties. You can't get fouls like a personal foul where you shove a guy or something like that, and some
retaliation, and it's usually the second guy who gets caught, right?
Both of them were retaliation, and that's unfortunate because our guys know better. But both those individuals that had those penalties, they know that it really, really hurt our ball club, and we always talk about, you got to be able to get out of your own way. You got to be able to, play the game the right way and put yourself in the best position to win. If you're doing things that's putting you in position not to have success, that becomes an issue, and that's my job. My job is to make sure that, we have the right people in the right place and the right people in the right mindset to help us win.
Mentioned Keyshawn Richards had a fine game rushing the football, 94 yards, including a 34-yard gain. That was a big run for him as well. But a couple shining on the defensive side. 2 consecutive outstanding games for Jalen Robinson, Liam Kavanaugh. Robinson had 10 tackles total, and Liam had 6.
Both those young guys are playing well. Those are guys that we've recruited in here in one of our first classes, and they're playing extremely well. J-Rob is a returning MVP of our defense as a sophomore, and then Liam Kavanaugh, man, wow, how well has he been playing? He's just been hit with the injury bug, and I feel so bad for him that he's had to miss due to that, and
keep him healthy, and boy, it's going to be a real factor every game.
Yeah, it will be, and I feel so bad for him because he hasn't really played with Elise and Bose yet, and both those guys are starting linebackers, and my hopes is that Elise comes back this week, and we can get both those guys in there together at some point.
Yeah, we touched on it last week. You thought you didn't know if you're going to get Elise back next week. You were kind of hoping it might happen, did not. But if you get them back both on the floor, they've both been shining stars on the defensive side as well.
They have.
Now, one of the things that doesn't show up in the box score is you got the guys together when they got down 28-0 and told them this is a key point of your season right now. Let's talk about what was said and where they responded and how they responded from that point on.
Great question. I tell you, and Keyshawn would tell you, we didn't talk scheme. We didn't talk anything because we knew turnovers was playing a major part in what was going on. And obviously, Michigan Tech played a part in that too because they made a couple huge hits on us. But we got no excuse. You got to hold on to the ball. But what we talked about at halftime is this thing called pride. Having a little pride in coming out and that I was not going to get back on the bus with a bunch of guys that was going to come out and play their hearts out, and they did, and the second half was, man, it was a lot different than the first, and it was unfortunate what happened, but we couldn't take it back. Credit to Michigan Tech that they continued to play tough in the second half. So our guys fought. I was very, very proud of them that they fought as hard as they did, but you know me. There's no moral victories in any of this. A loss is a loss. And now we just got to put it back together, come home, and do everything we need to do to try and bring home a win. And
you had a chance to seize momentum. You got the score to make it 28-7. You stopped them, and deep in the territory, you're going to get good position. And then the punt, and it took a kind of a weird hop. And but the muff punt gave it right back to them, and that certainly hurt your effort.
Yeah, on that particular play, we have to be smarter than that. This is college football. You got to know when, to get away from the ball, and it's not a round ball, okay? And it's got 2 points on it, so that thing can carry them anyway. And we actually do drill work on that where we get away from the ball. So no excuse. We got to come back, man. And we had a very high energy practice today. I was very pleased with that, and that's what I was looking for as a staff. Looking for the guys that's ready to get back on that horse and get back after it.
So it sounds like leadership is more important than ever right now for your squad.
100%. Our guys know that this is the point in time where those senior leaders, those leaders in your program, those upperclassmen got to step up. They got to step up, and they've got to, get these guys going. Breaks, because every team in this conference is good. Our guys know that we're always going to be in tough, ball games. That last game, since I've been here, we've never had that many turnovers in a game. It's never happened, and it was shocking, but at the same time, our guys got to continue to play above those things and just play solid football.
Head coach Sparky McEwen will be back, and we'll talk a little bit more about the opponent this Saturday, 12 noon, Northern Michigan for homecoming. It is homecoming this Saturday, so get out there, show your Davenport colors, and cheer on the team. We're going to take a timeout. We're going to come back, and we're going to have a special guest, Keyshawn Richards, who had a fine game offensively for Davenport, will join us. So stay with us. We'll continue as you listen to Davenport football here on the Davenport Athletics Network and Magic 104.9.
Lenders, please contact Mario Flores at 231-638-0200 at Van Dyke Mortgage on the Lakeshore. It's a wonderful time to be in the market for a mortgage when you choose Van Dyke Mortgage on the Lakeshore. Van Dyke's loan experts know how to help you prepare and help you get approved. Don't wait for the market to be perfect. Start your planning with Mario Flores, branch manager at Van Dyke Mortgage on the Lakeshore.
Mario Flores, NMLS number 135862. Van Dyke Mortgage Corporation, Corp. NMLS number 3035. 231-638-0200. MarioFlores.VanDykeMortgage.com. Van Dyke Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
And we roll on the Davenport Coaches Show, coming to you live from Uccello's in Caledonia. Got a special guest, our first of two. We'll talk women's soccer in just a little bit with Paige Eli, the women's soccer coach. But right now, Keyshawn Richards, the 5'10" running back from Los Angeles, California, joins us right now. And Keyshawn, Coach let's talk a little bit about what he said about the leadership now. You're one of those team leaders. The team is down right now in the standings and the record. And there's only one way to get it back up there. What is your role as a leader now?
My role as a leader is just to lead by example and make sure that I'm somebody that the team can rely on, especially in the running back room. We make sure that we hold each other accountable, and that's something that we live by, making sure that we pick each other up when we're down, especially what you just said right now. We're not where we want to be, but, we're working together to make sure that we're getting better as a team and everything like that, just focusing on ourselves.
Keyshawn's one of 6 players in the Davenport uniform in program history to rush for over 100 yards in a single game. He did that actually this spring against Gannon, including a 44-yard touchdown run. And you would have gotten over 100 Saturday, but because of the score situation, the running game had to be, put way down. You had to throw the ball consistently. Didn't get you more touches that would have gotten it in there as well. What was clicking for you, though? Because something was for you to get that many yards.
It just goes to show how well our O-line works together and play calling from the coaches. I wouldn't be able to break those long runs or score as many touchdowns as I do without the O-line and along with the coaches' play calling. So it's just a huge credit to those guys, and obviously the receivers blocking downfield. Those guys make my job easier than what it looks like, honestly.
We mentioned Keyshawn from Los Angeles. You prepped at Hamilton High School in L.A. and some very good high school football in the city of Los Angeles. You were second-team all-conference honorable mention. That's a lot. There were some dudes playing football. Who are some of the top players you played against in high school that have gone on to, major college football that you know of?
It's a few dudes, honestly. Billy Vaughn went to San Diego State. I think he played a little bit of pro football. A few dudes. It's so many, I can't even think of them off the top of the head, but it's a couple guys that I actually have played with in high school, played against in high school that are in the league now. So it's definitely high competition out there in LA.
How was the Hamilton High School program? How did you guys do as a team in your conference usually?
We actually did really well. My senior year, we won a city championship. We only lost 3 games that whole season. It was our first 3 games of the season, and we went undefeated throughout the course of that season. And it was really awesome because we got to play at the Coliseum, USC's Coliseum.
Oh, what a thrill, huh?
Yeah, that was like something that you dream about as a kid, to get to play in the Coliseum, and I got to do that as a high school senior, so that was something special to me.
Yeah, that will stay with you forever, Keyshawn.
Exactly.
You started out at Southwestern Oklahoma State, played in 3 games for them, then you came here. How did you find out, how did you connect with Davenport and eventually come to West Michigan?
After my tenure at Southwestern Oklahoma State, my JUCO recruiting coordinator, Coach Mello, he basically reached out to me and was recruiting me and telling me, hey, we got a spot for you over here. We have a scholarship, everything for you over here. And I just did my due diligence, and I felt like this is the perfect fit for me.
Well, you're majoring in nursing. How close are you to your degree in nursing?
I will be finished next semester.
Next semester. So you're going to go into nursing. Are you going to go You're going to stay around here right now, does it look like, or are you going to go back to California, or are you willing to go anywhere?
I'm willing to go anywhere, but I have another another season left, so.
That's right. We're going to keep you while we got you, right? Yeah. So one more year because of the bonus from last year. Otherwise, you would have been done. We're glad to have you back for another year.
Yes, sir.
So you're going to grad school this time next year?
I haven't decided. I have to talk it over with my family and see what I want to do.
Your favorite movie, The Dark Knight.
Yeah.
Are you a Batman fan?
I'm a huge anime, DC, Marvel guy.
Okay, you're a Marvel guy.
Yeah. And my favorite movie is The Dark Knight because of the performance by Heath Ledger and his portrayal of the Joker. So that's something that I really.
That's pretty special.
Enjoy,
Yeah. Of course. You're from the hometown Hollywood area, so you're kind of tuned into the movies in ways that a lot of us are not here, maybe out in Michigan or well.
That's something that me and my dad used to watch movies all the time, so I pretty much got that from him.
All right, Jay, you mentioned your dad. Your folks back in LA right now. How is that for you now? Them not able to come watch you play much at all. If they've been out here at all to see you play yet?
No, they haven't been out here yet. But even though they haven't been out here, it always feels like they are because they're one of the first people to call me after the game to let me know how well I did or how they're feeling about different things. They're always reaching out to me. My mom and my dad are the first ones to always call me after the game, either them or my girlfriend, and that's just something huge for me. So even though I'm about 2,000 miles away from them, they always make it seem like they're right by me, so that's something I really appreciate.
All right, we're going to be watching and listening this Saturday, and let's get one in the end zone just for Mom and Dad, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, we'll count on that. Keyshawn Richards, a special guest. We'll take another short break. We're going to come back and talk women's soccer. Paige Eli, the head soccer coach, will join us, so stay with us as you listen and watch the Davenport Coaches Show live from Uccello's in Caledonia.
Van Dyke Mortgage on the Lakeshore's commitment to finding the right home loan for you is second to none. The experienced licensed team at Van Dyke on the Lakeshore will work hard to give you a smooth and timely mortgage process from application to closing. Mario Flores, branch manager at Van Dyke Mortgage on the Lakeshore, has access to a full range of mortgage products so that you get the right loan with a great rate, the terms you're looking for, and costs to meet your unique needs. Call Mario Flores at 231-638-0200 today and experience the Van Dyke Mortgage difference.
Mario Flores, NMLS 135862, Van Dyke Mortgage Corporation, Corp NMLS 3035, 231-638-0200, marioflores.vandykemortgage.com. Van Dyke Mortgage is an equal housing lender, NMLS consumeraccess.org.
And we continue the Davenport Coaches Show coming to you live from Uccello's in Caledonia. If you're watching us live on Facebook, YouTube, or the other handles, we welcome you here. We're here every Tuesday night at 7. Make a little mark of that for you. If you're listening to us, our rebroadcast Saturday morning leading you up where we're getting closer to kickoff. Homecoming, Davenport and Northern Michigan at the Davenport Athletics Network. Paige Eli is our special guest. Third season heading up the program here at Davenport as well. She had an outstanding playing career. I know it seemed probably like forever ago for you when you were playing for the Panthers, but you did. 4-year career. You had great success. You won 57 games in 4 years and won the WAC season championship and the conference tournament twice. What are your recollections as a player for Davenport, Paige?
I always look back on this and I say I've had so many great experiences in my playing career, and I think playing at Davenport and the success we had when I played is probably one of the most memorable things. A lot of it to do with the players that I played with. Yeah. It was just, it was fun. We enjoyed ourselves. We got better every year, and we just loved to compete. And that's really the reason why I loved my experience here at Davenport.
I didn't say it ahead of time, but you probably can tell listening to Paige, she's not from around here. Tell us about your hometown.
Yes, I'm from a town in England called Huddersfield. It's in West Yorkshire, so if you kind of understand where Leeds and Manchester are, I'm right in the middle kind of thing. So. How big is the city? How big is the town? Probably a little bit smaller than Grand Rapids, to be honest with you.
Okay, all right. Again, that's where you played football, as you called it.
Yep.
Ran right there. How did you end up at Davenport from England?
Previous head coach, Chris Allen. So he's actually from Huddersfield as well. Never knew him before I came out to Davenport. He actually came to our college in England and watched us train. And there was 2 of us that came over from that college. And yeah, that's how I ended up here. I had no idea what Davenport was. I just came and kind of took the risk, and it worked out fantastic for me. So.
Well, let's take it in the next level. Again, you had a terrific playing career here. At what point when you were here as an undergraduate and playing did you start to get the coaching bug? What really lit that fire?
It wasn't until my senior year. It got into the final semester of senior year, and I had no idea what I wanted to do. And it was massive props to Chris Allen, who asked me, hey, have you ever thought about coaching? Would you want to coach? And I kind of was like, yep, I'll give it a try. And ever since then, I've just been in love with it.
Again, you were an assistant coach for 4 years prior to that. What did you learn under your, the coaches at Chris and any other coaches that you played for that helped you as a coach?
One of the biggest things, and I'll always hold it, is relationship building and having the good relationships with the players in order to get the best out of them.
Culturally now, from England to West Michigan, that's got to be a big difference. Was that a transition as far as you relating to, because you got players from other countries too already, so yeah, I guess that became an advantage for you in having a background, from another country, right?
Oh yeah, for sure, yeah. It's just, everything's so much different in all aspects of life, I think, from England to here, and if we're talking about in relation to the game, it's such a different game. A lot more technical in England on the ball, a little bit more tactical minded, and out here you've got to be very athletic and you've got to be very competitive.
Talk about this team's overall 2-6-1. Actually, that was this spring here. Tell us about this year's team right now. Again, just one victory over Purdue Northwest back on September 24th. Your players are working hard. Hasn't paid off in a lot of wins. How do you keep them going, saying, that the prize is not that far away?
Yep, I think game by game we can feel ourselves improving as a group, and that's what we keep on building on. We started the season with two tough teams down in Florida who are fantastic for us, and we learned a lot about ourselves as individuals and ourselves as a team. We've continued to build off that game by game, and that's what we're going to continue to do. We've still got quite a ways to go in the conference, and we held our own against Ferris actually on Friday. We went into second half 1-0 down, and for playing against number 11, that's a fantastic point to start. So we'll continue to build on that for the rest of the season.
Well, Paige, we appreciate you stopping by. I want to get a chance to get some of this great Uccello's food. Get back there and enjoy that. We look for big things for you and the women's soccer team. Paige, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having us, Rick.
All right, Paige Eli, the women's soccer coach. We'll take another quick break, come back with Sparky McEwen and talk about this Saturday's homecoming matchup. So stay with us here on the Davenport Athletics Network.
Van Dyke Mortgage on the Lakeshore's commitment to finding the right home loan for you is second to none. The experienced licensed team at Van Dyke on the Lakeshore will work hard to give you a smooth and timely mortgage process from application to closing. Mario Flores, branch manager of Van Dyke Mortgage on the Lakeshore, has access to a full range of mortgage products so that you get the right loan with a great rate, the terms you're looking for, and costs to meet your unique needs. Call Mario Flores at 231-638-0200 today and experience the Van Dyke Mortgage difference.
Mario Flores, NMLS 135862, Van Dyke Mortgage Corporation, Corp NMLS 3035, 231-638-0200, marioflores.vandykemortgage.com. Van Dyke Mortgage is an equal housing lender, NMLS ConsumerAccess.org.
And we continue here with the Davenport Coaches Show from Uccello's in Caledonia. I'm Rick Berkey along with the head coach Sparky McEwen back. Spark, your accent's going to sound pretty dull following up Paige there.
She, you know what? She's awesome, and actually her office is right there by mine. She does a tremendous job there with our young ladies there at DU, and she was a player there, and lots of respect there, and the girls work hard for it. You love seeing that, and she's a winner, and we're lucky to have her.
All right, we look ahead to this Saturday's homecoming matchup with Northern Michigan, and some of you fans are saying, wait a minute, didn't we just play them? Yeah, we did. Just a little over 2 weeks ago up at in Marquette. Northern won it 20-14. A couple key stats from that game that I know you're focused on as you get ready for this Saturday's matchup. Northern ran for 265 yards against you that day.
They did, and since that game, Northern has changed who they are offensively, and they have a young man that's playing, and he's having a tremendous season, for him, and he's a guy that's a threat to take it the distance every time that he drops back, and now they actually have design runs for him, and he's getting better and
Drake
better.
Davis.
Yeah, he's getting better every week, and it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough because they still are who they are as far as a physical football team, and they do things the right way, and their brand of football is a tough brand. We had a number of players that we lost in that game when we played them because it was such a physical affair. It was a good game. It was a really good game, and they had opportunities. We had opportunities. We had an opportunity late, and we didn't cash in on one, but they had a couple opportunities they took advantage of, and they came out victorious.
Yeah, I think looking back again at the stat sheet, as we tend to do after the game, third down conversions was a big part of that game. You were 2 for 10, they were 7 for 12, and it just seemed those third down conversions were big ones. And one fourth down conversion at the end where you almost scored the go-ahead touchdown with under 2 minutes to go.
That's right. And, third down conversions was huge. And, when you think about Northern Michigan in that first, affair, that's what that game came down to. And they were able to extend the game because that quarterback, man, I haven't slept since we played them then, and I will not be able to sleep until after this game because I knew we were going to have to play against him again. And he's done the same thing to some other teams that he did to us, and it's going to be a great football game. It's going to be a great football game.
And they've got momentum going, Spark. They were down 19-0 to Wayne State last Saturday back in Marquette. Came back and won that game, scored next 3 touchdowns unanswered. Yeah,
they play hard. That's what happens when you play hard. You play hard, anything can happen, and they were down 19-0, and, man, they came roaring back, and they won that thing late. And when you play hard, that's what happens. You cause your own breaks, and they did that. They had a situation happen where they converted on a couple of 2-point conversions, a kickoff that – they did a great job of hustling and recovering a kick. And next thing you know, man, they put themselves in position to win, and they did just that.
The expression in the business world is the harder I work, the luckier I get, and that carries through to football.
It does. It does. We talk about it as a team, cause your own breaks. And we talk about things like the football gods, and, if you're not doing right, in your life and in your daily activities, man, that stuff tends to come out in the end, So, these are just daily teachings that we help young people with, do the right things, good things that happen for you.
Starting this week at home in the homecoming game, you're home for 4 of the next 5. That's certainly got to be a big plus, as far as the guys motivation-wise and confidence-wise.
We speak quite a bit about the game. I have no idea that who we play the following week. We try our best to lock in and focus on that one game. Having 4 or 5 at home, yes, I'm happy about that. We're just on the road for 4 straight weeks. So, but just knowing that we have an opportunity to line up and play against a team that, we feel that is really good and that we're going to have to fight hard for 4 quarters. We know it's going to be a tough football game, and this is what we want. We want tough games. And with this schedule, oh boy, we've gotten exactly what we've asked for.
All right, and finally, Spark, you mentioned containing that quarterback, Davis, keeping him collared somehow. He's going to get some runs off you, that. But give us a couple other keys against the Wildcats this Saturday.
Well, it's not so much about the opponent this week as it is about us. We can't turn the football over 6 times. If we turn that ball over 6 times, the same thing's going to happen that happened this week in Houghton. So our focus this week has been on ball security. Our focus this week has been on, taking care of things that we can control. If we can do those things, we're fine. We'll be fine. But, right now, it's easier said than done. Guys just got to lock in and stay focused. And, hopefully we can come to homecoming and fight our butts off in front of our homecoming fans.
So get out there, cheer on the Panthers this Saturday. Homecoming 12 noon against Northern Michigan. If you can't make it out, watch and listen to our broadcast here on the Davenport Athletics Network or catch the live broadcast on audio on our radio partner, Magic 104.9. Thanks to technical wizardry applied today by our dynamic duo, Awesome Abby and Dynamite Drew. So
They're awesome.
Yes, they are. For Coach Sparky McEwen, I'm Rick Berkey saying thanks for joining us. Go Panthers.